Man, what up, y'all, man? It's your boy Sheldon Sis, man. Don't mind my room and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm here to give y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying, a quick recap on what happened on Power. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff happened. So if you don't want to know what happened, please disregard this video or don't watch it at all. But man, pretty much a lot of shit, crazy shit happened, man. That boy Tariq is in a whole lot of motherfucking trouble, G. He in a whole lot of trouble, man. He got to really hustle to get his mom that money for the lawyer, and at the same time, man, the little nigga got to also help Zeke fool ass with his schoolwork. You know what I'm saying? And then he got to do his own schoolwork to be able to pass through college so he could get his inheritance money type shit. Because that's pretty much the obstacle that's standing in Tariq's way is he pretty much has to pass through college in order to get his inheritance money to graduate, and also, you know what I'm saying, so he could set up his family and set up Yas, his mom's, and you know, so he could basically live the type of lifestyle that he want to live. But the thing that's standing in his way is all these crazy obstacles in his way. He got to help his moms get out of prison, pay for her lawyer fees, at the same time do Zeke's homework, his own homework. It's just too much craziness going on. But anyways, one of the scenes that starts off with Drew and Kane. You know, Drew and Kane, they got set on a mission where there's trapping. So that's the first thing you're gonna see on Powers. They trapping, transaction full of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the typical dope boy shit. You know what I'm saying? They getting money, man. They out there hustling. They out there selling that dope. You know what I'm saying? They grinding. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see bags full of money. You know what I'm saying? Them having all types of transactions, making that bread, making that paper. You know what I'm saying? Doing things that real life dope boys be doing. So you're going to see that. And then, you know what I'm saying, the next scene, I believe, was they get a call from the big boss, the big kingpin of the Tejada family. You know, I guess he's the I guess he's the boss of the family, you know, and he basically sends the call to be like, hey, man, my young boy Drew, he got to go handle that little business. Because I believe they working with some people named Lil Guap. You know what I'm saying? They doing what every typical young nigga do in this generation, you know what I'm saying? Show everything on the internet, you know, showing all the guns and drugs that they sell, or, you know what I'm saying, and showing all the the typical illegal shit that you're not supposed to show if you're in a lifestyle of being a criminal. Like, if you're in a lifestyle of being a criminal, it's best for you not to be on the motherfucking internet. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid. Like, why would you be on the internet showcasing that you do illegal stuff, like selling dope and drugs and guns? And probably the guns is illegal too. So, you know, they got the call from the big homie telling them, like, hey, man, tell them little niggas calm down. You know what I'm saying? And tell Drew, you will tell him to calm down. We ain't got time for all that foolishness. And have a low profile, because it's like, man, they working together. So it's like, if Lil Guwap is on the internet showcasing the money he's making and the dope he's selling and the guns he's selling, he might fuck up the Tejada's family business as well, because they partners pretty much. So they want Drew to handle that business. But the problem is, Mary J. Blige's character Monet, she don't feel like Drew is built for that type of lifestyle. He's not built to confront these gangsters and these drug dealers type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you read his character's description, it says he's an artist by day, a drug kingpin by night, a rising drug kingpin by night. So it's like, this guy's really an artist, you know what I'm saying? He's not really built for the street lifestyle. Now, his brother Kane, man, he a young wild nigga, you know what I'm saying? He kind of remind me of Old Dog from Menace II Society. Like, he just don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? He gonna bust his gun to get it. So that's what Kane character remind me of. So unlike his brother Kane is definitely built for the drug street life, man. He was savage in the first episode. I was like, damn, like, yeah, that's crazy how he killed Real. But you know what I'm saying. But other than that, so they basically was having an argument, Monet and the big homie. They say they'd rather have Kane do it, but what I'm saying, the pops is like, man, hey, Drew, he got to do this. You know what I'm saying? He got to learn how to do this. You know what I'm saying? He's saying like, man, he has to be in this lifestyle. So I guess they trying to push that lifestyle into Drew, even though Monet feels like in her heart, like, hey, he's not built for this lifestyle. So she has a little conversation with Kane in the next little scene, pretty much explaining to Kane, hey, go follow your little brother around. Make sure you watch his back. You know what I'm saying? And she's not wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because he's not built for that type of lifestyle type stuff. So, and then the next scene, is dealing with the Tasha storyline. You know what I'm saying? Tasha, she's still fighting her little case as she's been accused of being a drug queenpin. You know what I'm saying? They basically gave her the drug queenpin charges. So basically she's fighting that charge, and pretty much it seemed like they basically trying to figure out how to get her story straight, because Davis MacLean, he's saying, hey, you haven't been straight up with me. And Tasha's kind of like, hey, man, I'm telling you guys the truth. Even though she's telling somewhat the truth, but not really the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you've been watching the series and stuff like that. So they get into a little debate about that. And then she offers to get on the stand. You know what I'm saying? She offers to get on the stand and say, hey, I'll get on the stand and defend myself. And Davis MacLean's like, hey, this is not a good idea, because if you get on the stand, Cooper Sack's gonna light that ass up pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna light that fucking ass up, man. But hey, MacLean, like, hey, it's whatever. He said it's like whatever, man. So later down in the episode, he sets up a mock trial to get Tasha practicing for her trial. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like a mock practice. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way it's like, you're practicing for a test, or, you know what I'm saying, you might be practicing, you know what I'm saying, for any big event that's going on in your life, to make sure you nail everything perfect and all that stuff. So they set up a little mock trial. They got her all dressed up. They had a fake jury come in, you know what I'm saying? They had a judge and all that, and they put her on stand. And, she sounded very convincing on stand, but then when Tamika had to cross-examine her later on in the episode, man, Tamika light that ass up, man. Tamika sounded very convincing. She sounded very persuasive in her arguments. She came with logical explanations and reasonable doubt that, hey, she could be a queen pin. You know what I'm saying? She talked about all that stuff about how, hey, you know what I'm saying, you could have been jealous of James St. Patrick cheating on you with Angela, and that might have gave you the ammo to, hey, man, we're going to off him. So, man, she sounded very convincing. And then, Tariq still, he going through his little schooling issues, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot on the little guy's plate, man. They got my man out here. They got my little nigga out here hustling. And then on top of that, he got to do Zeke's work and his work. You know what I'm saying? So in some parts of the episode, you're going to see he gets into a little argument with his professor, you know what I'm saying, about a book that they're supposed to read for this class. And, Tariq goes back and forth with the guy. And then his other professor, Jabari, is loving the fact that Tariq is challenging his professor's way of thinking in terms of the book and the assignment that they're supposed to be talking about. Because Tariq is basically being very honest about, hey, man, I didn't like the book. Like, man, like, I don't, like, I understand the book wholeheartedly. I just don't agree with what takes place in the book. So Jabari, I guess, loves Tyreek's authenticity of just being straight honest about, hey, I don't like the book that we read. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? And then, that comes back to bite Tyreek in the ass later on in the episode because, what I'm saying, Jabari just didn't like the fact that Tyreek played the game. And Jabari said to Tyreek, hey, man, you got to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? You got to use your voice and challenge the standards of people like their Professor Oliver in their way of thinking. Because he's saying people like that do not like to be challenged in their way of thinking. And he was disappointed in Tyreek that Tyreek was basically trying to fit in and compromise who he was and play the game to just fit in and pass and thinking that was going to give him an easy ride to passing his test. But little did he know that his other professor, Jabari, was basically grading the papers. And Jabari was disappointed in Tyreek in the fact that he compromised his integrity and that, he didn't stay true to himself. So, you know what I'm saying? So Tyreek failed his paper class for the book assignment. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, that's pretty much like my quick summary of what's going on. And then, towards the end of the episode, Tyreek basically, he starts working with Monet. He convinced Monet of like, hey, let me work for you. Let me supply drug product on the streets for you. You know what I'm saying? He was telling Monet, hey, I live in a college dorm room. You know what I'm saying? These kids just love to party and bullshit, man. Like, we can make a killing. And Tyreek showed her, hey, I made this many bands in a few hours without even leaving the dorm room. So, Monet was, she still was kind of like hesitant to work with Tyreek. But then again, she don't really have a choice because if Tyreek fucks up in school, then how is Zeke gonna get back on the basketball court? You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's like they kind of need each other, but they both hesitant of working with each other because like they don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a risk. They don't know what they getting themselves into. You know what I'm saying? And Monet said earlier in the episode, like anybody that's around Tyreek, they basically end up dead or in jail. So Monet's worries is kind of justifiable. It's very you know what I'm saying? She justified in her worries, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, yeah, like this kid, danger always follows this kid around. Trouble and danger always follows this kid around. So she's very justified in her worries. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little quick summary of, Power. A little spoilers that I gave you guys. I ain't really get too deep into the episode like that, but, that's just my quick thoughts on it. Other than that, I think it was a pretty dope episode. You know what I'm saying? The name of the episode is called Play the Game. It's a pretty dope episode, pretty deep too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's pretty much my quick thoughts. And, hey, peace out.